So this is just gonna be a rambly sort of stream of consciousness vlog, if we could even call it a vlog, really? I don't know, it's more of just a ramble, more likely. But, I don't know. I watched this movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, first time. It's not a new movie, it's been out for like 20 years, just it's new to me. Um, I had always mixed it up with A Beautiful Mind because of the similar titles and just assumed they were like the same thing. Oh no, they are not even close to the same thing. So, the whole concept of this film, well, at least most of it, I mean, there's a little more to it than that, but the main concept of it is, in this movie's universe, there is a technology that would allow you to have a doctor go in and remove all memories of a specific person, every trace, every semblance of a memory, poof, gone from your memory. Obviously, a lot of people would use that for like an X, but I mean, there's other instances where just painful memories were too much and you'd rather just not have to deal with them. And like they even had like an example of like some poor woman in the waiting room with like pictures of her dog that I guess she wanted to forget, which that one for me, that just hurt my heart saying you wanted to forget it. Um but the thing is they would have to bring in like a box of every memento, everything that had any emotional tie, anything that reminded them of that person had to come with, so they could like map the brain's memories of that person. They could go and basically electrocute them out and zap, 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 zap. And then when you wake up, it's as if that had just never ever happened. You have no recollection of them whatsoever. And, I mean, first going into this movie, like the earlier phases of it, I was thinking, shit, yeah, if that existed, oh my god, everyone's life would be so much easier if we could just forget people like that. But by the end of it, I had done a 180 on how I felt about if this were a thing. Would that even be a thing I would want? I don't think I would. I mean, like I said, at the start of it, going in, I know damn well that there have been people in my life that, especially exes, mostly this is just true for me of exes, I mean there's a few others that I could say it of, but mostly an ex thing, that, especially in my teen years, maybe even early 20s, when things went south with them, when things broke off with them, it just hurt so freaking badly to where I wanted nothing more, to where I would actually fantasize about if I had a way to just turn back the clock and have never done that, have never have met that person, how much better my life would be right now, because I wouldn't be feeling this pain, and I wouldn't be all emotionally scarred now for the next person, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Since my relationships has largely been all sorts of dysfunctional and jacked up, and every single one of them has been worse than the last, it seems like, to the point where, yeah, I go into them with all sorts of neuroses and fucked upness and suspicions, and basically each person gets punished for what the last one did. And I know, it's jacked up, and yeah, especially in my teens, I just wished more than anything if I could have just not met that first person that screwed me up for all the other people. I would be so much better off right now. So, yeah, going into this movie thinking in this movie universe that that's a thing, and oh my god, I would be there like that. Just wipe all of these out. Just etch-a-sketch this shit. Just start over. And yet, by the end of it, total 180. Because it did raise some interesting points. Because as it goes on, most of the film involves the process of this guy having his memories of this one chick erased. And he's conscious in his own mind of them being erased at the time they're being erased. And he starts to fight back against it because, sure, he wants the painful memories gone, but as it starts delving into the ones that are good, the ones that are precious to him, he doesn't want to lose those, and it didn't really dawn on him until it was too late that he doesn't want those gone, he doesn't want those taken from him, he'd rather hold on to those. One in particular, just let me have this one, let me hold on to this one memory. I think that was around the point where I was just like, actually, you have a point. You have a point, because for as shitty as some of them are, there's always some good that come out of them, otherwise why would you have been in it in the first place? But even years and years down the line, even if there are still unresolved hurts there with said person, you know darn well there are certain things, like maybe a certain song comes on the radio, and you just smile because it made you think of a certain time in your life with a certain person, even though that person has not been in your life for like 20 years, and, you know, little things like that, that they change you in what feel like minuscule ways, but all added up, they do add up to what you are now. You wouldn't be that same person had you never met that person. And each person like that, they all change you in some way, better or worse. Sometimes, actually, usually both at the same time. They do change you. So to have all of that just wiped to a clean slate overnight, I don't know. That just, the more I thought about it, the more I realized the main times in my life that I've ever wished I could unmeet a person were as a teenager or in my early teens. Even the much nastier breakups since those, I didn't regret meeting those people. I didn't regret having those relationships. It was only the really young ones. So the more I thought about it, the point of view of this film kind of feels really immature in a way. Like, again, the fantasies of a teenager, if they had the means to do it, they would do it. Like, the person who came up with the plot of this film must have had this mindset still, even as an adult, because I assume this was not written by an actual teenager, so, they'd be one rich teenager if they did, but, I'm sure that movie made a lot of money, but, yeah, the more I thought about it, it seems real immature to want to just wipe everything, good, bad, otherwise all of it just totally out of your memory. I mean, it's one thing to move on with your life and put it in the past. It's still somewhere in your memory, it's still somewhere in the makeup of who you are, though. But to just erase it, I don't know, the more I thought about it, that doesn't really feel right. Thinking that, you would lose all the good aspects, too. I don't know, but I was sitting there just having all these very deep contemplative thoughts about this after watching it, which is like, the more I think about it, no, I wouldn't do that. I don't think I would trade any of it. As painful as they freaking were, as fucked up as they made me, I don't think I would trade 1 second of it, honestly. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe you'd feel different, but then again, if you haven't actually seen it, I would recommend watching it and then pondering this question. Would you still have that answer? I don't know. Is this video going anywhere? Hell no. Like I said, this is just a rambly kind of contemplative stream of consciousness sort of thing with no real point. I'm kind of just babbling to babble and just felt like sharing this whole concept and wondering where other people would come from on this concept. If this were a thing that were possible, would you or wouldn't you? And think about it long and hard, because remember, it's not just the bad memories being wiped away, it's literally all of them. Every last little detail, every little song that you discovered because of said person, every place you went that you never would have went to because of said person, every smile that you had because of said person, all of those would be erased too. So, there's a lot that goes with it. All the personal growth that you made because of that relationship, gone. I don't know, there's a lot to unpack with it when you think about it, and I feel so lame. I mean, I watched it and I probably just sat on my bed, like, laying there for, like, easily an hour after it, just, like, contemplating if that were a thing. Would I or wouldn't I? And how different do I think I would be if that were a possibility? If I could have etch-a-sketched that first one. That would have changed everything from that point forward. I don't know. I still don't think I would, though. I still don't think I would. But again, that's just me. I don't know. I felt like tossing the concept out to you guys, just see what you guys had to say. You can write me a novel in the comments if you want to. I would welcome it. I have no issue with that. I don't know. For how much thought I ended up giving this damn concept after watching this friggin' movie, I almost put as much thought into it after watching the movie as it took to watch said movie. I don't know. I figured I'd open this up to you guys just to see. Just to see. So, I don't know. I'm probably just crazy. I mean, that's usually the state of things, but I still figured, might be an interesting discussion to have with you guys. So, you guys know the usual sign-off. I'm not even gonna bother with it today. Just talk amongst yourselves in the comments, because I'd kind of like to hear it on this one.